Whenever I think of our heavenly home, our original home, no matter how tired I may be, I feel so happy, as if I'm floating in the air. So, shortly, the time has already come. We've already done 100 meetings. That's 1 century. You know, each meeting, long time they did 1 meeting, 1 year. There's only 1 meeting where they forgave all the sins. But here, once a month, we have this meeting to forgive. So since we had 100 meetings, it means that for 1 century, all your sins were forgiven and washed away. So don't you think that shortly this will all end? Since we have now reached the end, all those who are sleeping will wake up and get ready to go. All of you seem to be so happy when you hear that. Let's continue reading. In the midst of the garden stood the tree of life, surpassing in glory all the other trees. Its fruit appeared like apples of gold and silver, and had the power to perpetuate life, and the leaves contained healing properties. Though there are so many different trees, in the middle of the garden, our real daddy prepared a very, very special tree. In the middle of our garden, he put the tree of life. And the river of life is flowing right next to it. And if we just eat one of that fruit, we will live forever. This is what we're supposed to eat. It says here this fruit of life was like what? It's like an apple. With a color of gold and silver. But it's written that it's clear, like glass. So if you pick it up and you eat it, you can even see your hands and fingers. And it melts in your mouth. And when you eat it, you are gods who do not die. This is what we're supposed to eat, right? Will you believe this? I hope you'll believe this. Do you believe there are apples in the world? Did you eat it? He who made those apples also made this fruit. And if this fruit does not exist, then there are no such thing as apples. But because there are apples, this fruit also exists. It says it's like an apple. But I'm sure it'll be much bigger than the apples right now. Why? Because we'll grow more than 2, up to 3 times larger than we are now. Then, if the fruit is so small, then how can we eat that? The fruit will be the size which will fit our hand and mouth. But it just looks like our apple that we eat now. This is what we're supposed to eat. This morning, what did you eat? Brown rice? Oh, that's nice. The rest of the world eats white rice, but you eat brown rice. But there's nothing to be proud of. This brown rice, do you know whose food it belongs to? Brown rice is the food of this bird. Look at the mouth. Is it supposed to eat rice or the fruit? But look at our lips. Our mouth. Should it eat rice or this fruit? We are to eat that fruit of life. That's why when we eat brown rice, we have all this gas in our stomach. And we have all these... It doesn't matter who's next to us. We just keep on passing gas. When we go to heaven, we will not eat brown rice. If we eat brown rice again in heaven, then there needs to be a factory which makes sacks. And there must be a mill. And then we will have to have gas again. You know, it's bad enough that we are disgraced with gas on this earth. You know, how would you like it if you had to live forever with gas? No, when we go to heaven, we will not eat this. We will eat this fruit of life. Do you understand? That's why on this earth, we are taking away the food of birds. Because we're taking someone else's food is why it doesn't digest so well. So what did Jesus say? Jesus said that you're eating the food for the swine. You know, we are eating the food that the animals would eat. That's why we are malnourished. And that's why our faces look so sick and weak. And yet people still say, oh, so-and-so is more beautiful. So-and-so is less beautiful. How ridiculous. So this fruit of life is waiting for us even today. When there was a flood, our real daddy could not bear to destroy this garden. That's why it's written that our real daddy took this Garden of Eden and moved it. Right now it's somewhere in this universe. And though we hadn't eaten the fruit of life and drank the water of life, even today, this tree of life has fruits and it's waiting for us. So when we go to heaven, let's eat this fruit. Oh no, when we go to heaven, what if teacher tells us not to snack or overeat? Oh, don't worry. I promised you before, but you can eat until your eyes bulge out. Or you can eat until your belly button pops out. You can eat as much as you want. It's bad enough that I have to tell you what to do here, but when you go there, I won't. I hope that when you go there, you will eat as much as you want. It's written that there are 12 different kinds of fruits on that one tree. How can there be 12 fruits? If he says there are, then there are. Why can't he put 1,000, 10,000? You know, I can graft trees and make 3 different fruits come from one tree. I can on one tree make apricots and peaches and plums on one tree. Then why cannot our daddy put 12 different fruits? The reason why I did that, because he knows all these children have different tastes. But there's only one tree, and if thousands of us go there, when will we get to eat? I said, don't worry, you'll have more than enough opportunity to eat until your eyes bulge out. Do you know how big that tree is? There was one time someone who saw the tree of life in a vision. And it looked like there were 2 trees, each on one side of the river of life. Wow, they're 2 big trees. But when she looked again, it was one tree. This tree is so big that the branches, you know, right now all the good trees were destroyed after the from the flood. But when I went to America last time, I saw there was a tree. It's so big. And it's so big in America. But this tree of life, we don't know how big it is. It's been growing for so long. And it was so big that it spreads out even to the other side of the river of life. And it looks like there are 2 trees. But actually it was just branches. So we can imagine how large this tree is. And 1,000,000 billion can all go there and eat, and there'll still be more than enough. So don't worry. I hope that you will not leave our daddy, because in a few days we will go eat this. Gold represents love and silver represents joy. As we eat this fruit, as it melts in our mouth, all of our knowledge and wisdom, which is all destroyed, becomes restored. And we will live with the IQ of God's. It'll be really amazing when we go. And I'm sure right now you'll be thankful to me, but right now you're just looking at me with eyes of doubt. At the time when we go to heaven, I'll say, yeah, you looked at me like that, didn't you? But look at us now. Now let's just go. And then so there are leaves on this tree of life. But it can heal all the nations. So when you're in it, so no one can get sick or get old. So from the leaves comes healing properties. And when you breathe that air with healing properties, you will always be healthy. And you'll always be healed. You eat the water of life, you drink the water of life, you eat the fruit of life, you breathe air of life. You can't sleep because you're always filled with energy. Maybe if you're told to sleep, you can't. Even if you fly all day long, you don't get tired. You know, we are all God's And we are son and daughter gods, for sure. Let's continue reading. Very happy were the holy pair in Eden. And this is what we can call happiness. There is no true happiness on this earth. Unlimited control was given them of every living thing. The lion and the lamb sported together peacefully and harmlessly around them or slumbered at their feet. Birds of every variety of color and plumage flittered among the trees and flowers and about Adam and Eve, while their mellow toned music echoed among the trees in sweet accord to the praises of their Creator. Adam and Eve were very happy, surrounded by the little singers, listening to their songs of joy. This holy pair sang with them songs of love and praise. Adam and Eve had unlimited control over every living thing. But look at us now. Do we have control? No. We can't even tell a dog what to do. When dog growls at us, you people, you mate, and they try and bite us. And even tigers, they look at us. It's because of you that I have to suffer like this. Tigers and dogs, why should they die? Then why do so many chickens and cows have to die? It's because these owners who were not able to watch over this house. If we had watched over this house, then those animals would still be able to live together forever in the garden. But because these owners were so foolish and gave up this garden, even today, thousands of chickens and cows and animals must die. That's why they are upset. You owners. And they don't want to obey us. And they want to instead tear us up. But before Adam and Eve fell, because they obeyed our real daddy, all of creation also obeyed them. If you obey our real daddy, then all those wild animals will come to you and they will obey you. And then, do you really want to have unlimited control of this earth? Then I hope you'll rule our real daddy. That's the way you can conquer this whole earth. Those who conquer, try and conquer this earth with a sword or with a knife, the animals will try and tear them up. There was once a dog who bit his owner to death while his owner was trying to clean up after it. You know, a knife or a sword cannot conquer this earth. Obeying our real daddy and following him will conquer this earth. If a father commits all kinds of sins and tells his son to live holy, is that possible? No. So we must first obey our real daddy. Then we can tell the animals to obey me. And then the animals will also obey us. If Elijah had not obeyed God and he went to the brook Cherith, then any of the animals there would have run away from him. But because he obeyed our real daddy, the animals, the birds came to him and obeyed him. And if Daniel had not obeyed God and he went into the lion's den, then the lions would have eaten him. But because he obeyed God, when he fell into the lion's den, the lions took care of Daniel when he came into the den. So, if you just obey your real daddy, you'll be able to be the one who will conquer this earth and have unlimited control of this earth. This holy pair sang with them songs of love and praise and admiration to God and to His Son for all the work of His love that surrounded them. It says here, the holy pair, Adam and Eve, sang what kind of song? Songs of love and praise and admiration to God and to His Son. Do you understand this? This is the eternal gospel. The eternal gospel that is to be preached to all the nations. That love of God, the Father and the Son is the only thing, the only gospel to be proclaimed that was proclaimed long ago and now and forever. And that's why it's written, those who proclaim any other gospel will be destroyed. Now, do you know what will happen to all those religions in the world? I hope that you'll be the ones who sing of the love of the Father and Son. And I hope you'll preach that gospel, because this is the only gospel in this whole universe. This will be our eternal song and our eternal life. Unceasingly appearing beauty and glory of Eden so filled them with greater reverence that they expressed their gratitude and admiration to their Creator, their Father. This was the original home that our real Father provided for us in the beginning. So this was our original home. Have you now seen our original home? Now we must return to this original home. We should not continue living here on this earth. And even if we were to die, we should die in that home, not here. We suffered here for thousands of years. And how is it that we can die here? Let's all go hand in hand back to our original home. So then, this once peaceful and beautiful home, all of a sudden, the thieves came in and burned our home and ruined our home. Let's read about it. But to this peaceful home, a great storm of misery, disaster, and misfortune approached. This peaceful home was suddenly invaded by Satan, the outrageous, lawless enemy of the universe, the notorious murderer, the bandit, the well-known deceiver with his innumerable agents. They did not carry out their plan like the unwise armies of the world do, flourishing swords, riding on horses or blowing trumpets with a battle cry. If they had invaded in this manner, we could have easily defeated them. The great dragon, that serpent of old called the devil and Satan, who deceives the whole world, who was thrown down from heaven, defeated by Michael the great prince. He is the chief of treacherous, tricky thieves, notorious for his deceiving wit and schemes, who succeeded in seducing 1/3 of the heavenly angels. And it was he that devised a scheme to plunder our peaceful home. Commanding his innumerable agents to be silent, he sneakily encroached upon the earth and crawled deeply into the midst of our Eden home. He gained access to Eve, who was naive and inexperienced. After gaining control over the pure and innocent Eve with ease, the cunning enemy used Eve, a loving companion of her husband Adam, to seduce him as well. And so Adam was ensnared by the scheme of the merciless enemy. And immediately our peaceful home fell into the murderer's hands, steadily become what it is today, a den of thieves and burglars. Since then, we have been wandering aimlessly from place to place as homeless nomads for 6,000 years until now. In order to kill the husband, he used his wife Eve. And that's why Jesus said that there will be enemies in your own family. Why? Because this demon who used Eve to kill Adam, in the same way in these last days, your whole family must receive this message and must accept this message, or else because of that one or two, or but because of those relatives that do not follow, they will give you a hard time. Why? Because the enemy used Eve to kill Adam. And she was never that kind of a wife before. That's why, in order to destroy our family now, he will use the other members of our family who do not follow real daddy in order to kill us and destroy us. That's why Jesus said that the members of your family will be your enemies. That we must quickly go back to our family. We must save them all. Even today, this Satan is trying to destroy our family and is attacking us again. So from then on, since then, we have been wandering aimlessly from place to place as homeless nomads for 6,000 years until now. Our real Father, who loved us so much that He personally begot us, raised us, and made us a beautiful home on the earth and a garden Eden as our eternal nest. But He became terribly worried when He found that His loving children had fallen into the hands of Satan, that outrageous deceiver. And so in order to reclaim us, He wandered about day and night looking for His lost children, sacrificing Himself completely until now. At last, He is able to repossess us into His bosom as He so earnestly desired. Oh, what a persevering love it is. What a wondrous love it is. What a love it is. So, after we lost our home and we wandered aimlessly without a home, our real daddy came to this earth in order to find this earth for us. He even allowed His Son to die for us in order to give this home back to us. And He followed us for 6,000 years. Finally, He has taken that house back. And on top of our house is the bloodstained banner of Emmanuel. So we must now return to our original home, back to our home again. Now let us go back to our home, our original home, back to our sweet home that our fathers made for us and restored for us. The enemy who had robbed us of our home has been forever defeated by the Lord Jesus, our eldest brother, who has recovered for us our home after a blood-shedding battle. Is raised the glorious blood-stained banner of Emmanuel. And our Father stands waiting for us to lead us back to our home that He has made with such great love and dedicated elaboration. My dear brothers and sisters, let us all together return to our sweet home, our eternal home, where our loving Father stands waiting for us. Let us enjoy a life of eternal happiness with our Father there forever and ever. And you, O tower of the flock, the stronghold of the daughter of Zion, to you shall it come, even the former dominion shall come, the kingdom of the daughter of Jerusalem. You shall no longer be termed forsaken, nor shall your land any more be termed desolate, but you shall be called Hephzibah, my delight is in her, and your land Beulah, married. For the Lord delights in you, and your land shall be married. Praise the Lord, glory to our real Father. You know, just as we have all met each other here, let us all meet each other once again in our heavenly home. Oh, where's that prince? Where's that princess that I met at the 100th meeting? I hope that there will not be one of us who will be like that.